Remember when mobile apps were supposed to kill web software? Or when no-code was supposed to make developers obsolete? Every few years, there's a new SaaS killer. And every time, what actually happens? SaaS gets stronger. Today, everyone's panicking about AI agents, but they're missing something crucial about how founders and the software they create actually deliver value. I'm Rob Walling. I've started 6 companies, I've invested in more than 200 startups, and I've written 5 books on entrepreneurship. Over the last 20 years, I've seen the impending end of SaaS quite a few times. Inevitably, founders find new opportunities and build incredible companies. But AI is changing a lot of things. And in today's video, I'm going to show you why AI agents won't kill your SaaS and how to actually take advantage of this shift to grow your business. And stick around to the end for one critical mistake I see some founders making when it comes to AI. So I'm going to start by answering, what are AI agents? An AI agent is a software program that can take actions and make decisions on their own based on goals, instructions, and real-time data. So unlike traditional software, which follows predefined rules that a developer builds, AI agents can learn, they can adapt, and they can automate tasks dynamically, like a smart assistant that can book appointments, summarize emails, or analyze reports without constant human input. And there are a few reasons why people think they're a threat to SaaS. So one of the things I've heard is we're no longer going to need a user interface for SaaS apps if AI agents can complete tasks via natural language and then hit the SaaS APIs, or as people are calling them, ACIs, Agent Communication Interfaces. Another reason people think SaaS is going away is that there's no need for glue SaaS tools that cobble together or connect various SaaS platforms. And another reason I've heard that AI agents might kill SaaS is that agents can be a layer on top of many SaaS tools. The doomsday scenario, of course, is that AI agents replace the need for all SaaS. But for me, I do not believe that's where we're headed, because there's a reality check. What can agents actually do? And what can't they do? And even looking ahead, what will they be able to do and perhaps never be able to do? So we've seen this shift before, right? There's this human element in software usage. No matter how much an AI agent is doing, just like if I have an assistant or I have an SDR or I have a customer success person, I have a salesperson, I have a developer, no matter how many humans I have, I still need software to work with them, to interface with them, to manage them, to report on them, on what they're doing. There's still a database of record, and that is going to be SaaS. SaaS products will still matter. They're still going to be the glue that holds all this together. In addition, just because people can create tools, can create agents, doesn't mean they will. How many dentists do you know that are whipping up their own dental practice management software using no code? And they probably could. I have people on my team building all kinds of pretty impressive apps using Airtable and Bubble and other no code tools, but a dentist is much more likely to want to buy pre-packaged software. If you think about it, AI agents are essentially automation layers that sit on top of existing pieces of software. That's what they are today. And even as they adapt, I still think in the long run that's going to be true. These are not standalone businesses in most cases, but they're rather enhancements. They improve efficiency, they reduce friction, and they create new workflows within existing SaaS products. If you think about Zapier and Make, they tie together SaaS products. They're not autonomous agents, but kind of, they're obviously not AI, but they do cobble things together, and they're a layer on top of a lot of SaaS apps. But they augmented SaaS, they didn't kill it. And similarly, spreadsheets didn't kill accounting software. Just like that, AI agents are not going to eliminate SaaS. They're going to integrate into it. Even as AI gets dramatically better, it will not eliminate the need for structured interfaces and clear workflows, because businesses optimize for predictability, not just intelligence. And I think about, if I had a SaaS today, why wouldn't I implement my own agent or agents that sit on top of it, in addition to building the ACI that other external agents can interact with? But I can build my own agents, and much like integrating AI into my SaaS today, that becomes something that helps people get more value out of my tool and stick around longer. If you think about it, SaaS is much more than a UI. It's workflows, it's compliance, it's data handling, it's business logic. Many SaaS businesses succeed because they solve complex industry-specific problems. And these are things that AI agents, unless they're specifically programmed to operate in a certain way, are always going to have a little wiggle room. There's always going to be little hallucinations, a little bit of gray area. That a SaaS app where it has hard-coded business logic means it's compliant, it's secure, it has data governance, it's really locked down and does exactly what you need to do when you need it done. It's going to be different than agents. AI agents are good at fetching information. They're good at automating simple workflows, but they will not replace the deep domain knowledge, the structured processes, and the reliability that SaaS companies provide. So those are my thoughts around how AI agents are not going to take over SaaS, but they are going to have a significant impact on SaaS. And this is the thing I think that people forget, is that with these big paradigm shifts, you always have someone saying, this isn't going to do anything. And you have someone on the other side saying, this will change everything. It's going to kill this entire, ecosystem. It's going to kill all SaaS. Usually neither of those is true. I find that the extreme opinions are usually inaccurate. But much like no code did impact SaaS, it didn't replace it. And much like 3GL programming languages back in the days did impact software development, but they didn't eliminate the need for programmers, I believe AI agents will have a real impact on SaaS. One of those is going to be changes to interfaces, namely the user interface. I think there's going to be less user interface interactions in the future, and there's going to be a lot more API and ACI first applications. And that right now, if you have a UI and an API, man, there's a lot of acronyms here, but if you have a UI and an API, that adding an ACI and even building that out and fleshing it out moving forward, I'm not saying do it today. I think moving forward, as you build new apps or as you expand your business, that you are going to have to think a lot more in terms of agent interfaces and API interfaces and still have some UI, but not as much as today. In addition, I think there's going to be a shift in value propositions. This is likely going to reduce your SaaS or any SaaS to its core value proposition. It's going to be less about a bunch of screens to enter data and report on data and more about the core database, the workflows, the business logic, and really the deep domain knowledge and the structured processes that you build into your software. I also believe the best SaaS companies will integrate AI deeply into their products, making them smarter, faster, and more efficient, and making their users and customers faster, smarter, and more efficient. Shifts similar to this have happened with SaaS in the past. When mobile came out, SaaS was impacted. When cloud became a thing instead of on-prem, SaaS was impacted. When APIs became a real going concern, people forget, but it was 10, 12 years ago where everyone started having APIs. And that's one of the reasons Zapier rose so quickly to prominence over the last decade. APIs became a critical key part of every application. None of those ended SaaS. You still need a UI, you still need your database, you still need your business logic, but they did impact SaaS and there was a shift in this space. Before I get to the critical mistake that I see some founders making with AI, I wanted to let you know that MicroConf Mastermind Matching is opening back up. Having a group of trusted peers to bounce ideas off of and celebrate wins with has been a game changer throughout my entrepreneurial journey. But finding the right group is really hard. And that's why we created our Mastermind Matching program. We've successfully matched over 1,000 founders into small curated groups based on key criteria like revenue level, team size, location, and industry to ensure you find your ideal peer group. If you want to learn more and apply to be matched, head to microconfmasterminds.com. Applications are open until March 31st. All right, so the danger zone, the one critical mistake I see founders making is burying their head in the sand and getting AI exhaustion. It's AI fatigue. They pretend nothing's happening because they don't know what to do and they're hearing so much about it. And frankly, there is so much noise about this. With all the hype, it's easy to want to ignore it. But realistically, if you run a SaaS app, integrating AI into your day-to-day internal operations, I think is critical. Potentially using AI in your functionality and your features you're building and starting to think about how agents might need to or be able to interact with your application. I think all of those are critical things to be thinking about. Don't bury your head in the sand. As you look to integrate AI into your app, you really need to consider the platform risk that might come into play if you over-rely on any one given provider. In this next video, I lay out the dangers of platform risk and how to avoid getting burned by it. Check it out, and thanks for watching.